Welcome to a Bold Facts Christmas special. Those of you who tuned into last year's will know that I talked about Santa Claus's costume and thermal comfort, and at the end I put a Santa hat on. So this time I thought I'd go one step further with a festive theme and wear a tie, plus something else that you might be able to see. So hopefully you can fashion a good Christmas, but the important thing is, I think, Christmas time, don't forget about the home and thermal comfort and keeping nice and cosy. So what I'm going to do with the aid of a few Christmassy props, it's the idea anyway, is to try and explain a few things about Christmas and about keeping warm and cosy. So the first thing in my stocking is holly. There you go. I could wear that, I suppose. Now, in the old song it says, deck the halls with boughs of holly. And in your hallway you tend to find your thermostat. And the thing about the hallway is that what you don't want in there is drafts. So front door, for example, make sure you've got good draft excluder around that, because if you get drafts coming over your thermostat, it thinks it's colder than it is, it puts the heating up. You end up having higher fuel bills and not actually an awful lot of comfort resulting. It's just pumping out more heat than it needs to. So drafts in general around the home, not just the hallway, try and sort them out, and that will help you this Christmas. Now the second thing that I'm going to pull out of my stocking, rummage around the bottom, is something that I love at Christmas. Some people don't like them, but I love them. Cold sprouts. I love sprouts. And generally, if you're like me, you boil them on the stove quite a lot. Now the link here is that when you boil them, you get a lot of moisture given off, and perhaps a few smells as well. So ventilation in the kitchen is important. Get that moisture out of the way, get those smells out of the way. And ventilation over the house is really important too. There's an approved document called approved document F for ventilation, which talks about how you try and set standards to make sure that indoor air quality, for example, is maintained. But really, if you get too much moisture in your house at Christmas, if you have got any cold spots, that moisture will condense and you'll start to get some nasty mould growth. So what you don't want is that. So Christmas time, make sure you keep ventilation going. And I've said before about trickle vents on windows, you should really keep those open. So that's ventilation, sprouts. And the third thing is, in fact, the stocking itself. Now, where do you normally hang your stocking? You normally hang it on the chimney, because down comes Santa down the chimney to fill up your stocking with goodies. Lots of sprouts in my case. Now, the chimney itself that Santa comes down, believe it or not, is a big area of heat loss. And the reason for that is that when it's not being used, there's a volume of air that can get heated up by the heat in your room, goes through the bricks, heats up the cold air inside, that rises and goes out the top. So actually, chimneys are a bad thing for heat loss, and there are certain things you can do to try and diminish that. And actually, it's so bad that in the new version of SAP 2016, now SAP's the thing that looks at heat loss in a house, carbon dioxide attached to the house, that sort of thing, it says that if you have a chimney in a new build, you're going to lose 1 or 2 SAP points for each chimney. So it really starts to demonstrate that actually chimneys are a pretty bad source of heat loss. But Santa loves them because down the chimney you can come. Now finally, my final prop is, I was going to have snowballs, but look, obviously it's too warm and they'd melt. So these are my substitute snowballs, and I can eat them later. Now why am I talking about snowballs? Well, Christmas Eve, who's going to be on your roof? Santa with his reindeer. And if your insulation in your loft isn't very good, so when you went up there to get your decorations down, you might have had a look round, it's not very good. You're going to lose quite a lot of heat loss through that roof. It's about 25%. So that means that actually Rudolph will quite like you, because the snow will have melted should it snow on Christmas Eve, and he can land properly. But if you've got good insulation, he's got to be a bit more careful when there's going to be snow on his roof. So snow on the roof is a good thing because it means your insulation's working. Now, I will probably eat this later on. I hope you've enjoyed this look at a fashionable Christmas, and also some of the various things that link Christmas to thermal comfort. So from my point of view, have a fantastic Christmas and New Year, a nice warm and cosy one. I hope you've enjoyed the special, and you haven't got dressed like me, but if you do, God, you'll look good. Nice to see you. Thanks for watching.